Listen to that crowd, Nicky Earnshaw. We're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Nicky Earnshaw. Nick, did you hear that crowd?
Oh, it's beautiful.
So that's all the years of losing culminating to this. It's a play. It's an iconic play that I will never forget. You weren't even thought of back then.
No.
You're a young pup.
Yeah, I'm a young cat. There wasn't even a thought in my parents' mind.
These guys saved. I mean, and you got to remember, back in 1980. All four of our sports teams made it to their respective championships.
Yes.
Nick. You would go nuts. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself.
I know. Well, in 2022, I had two going. It was like a big deal.
Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room legendary Eagles running back, Wilbert Montgomery. Good morning, Wilbert.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Yo, Wilbert, listen to Pat Summerall with that call. Does that give you chills? What's that do for you?
Oh, man, you talking about, hey, that is throwing back into the old days, man. That's the old time there.
Wilbert, you guys captivated. I mean, I was a senior in high school, and I'm telling you, that game, that one game, just like Dick Vermeil, Ron Jaworski, Leroy Harris, Harold Carmichael, you guys uplifted a town that hadn't won in a long, long time. I'll never forget it, Wilbert.
I'll tell you what, I mean, the city, the Delaware Valley, and then, of course, Atlantic City and all that area, man, it was so electrifying for all the Eagles fans.
Yeah, it sure was. Now, Wilbert, you and I have a little history together. Back in the day, we did cable channel. I don't know what channel it was, but it was cable TV. We covered high school football. Chuck Betson was the play-by-play guy. You were the analyst, and I was the sideline reporter.
I know it. I mean, Suburban Cable Company, and Bob and Bob, they put on a nice show. That was a pretty nice show. I loved it. And
not only that, how about full circle, talking about fate? Dave Klemick, former Kansas City Chiefs, a wide receiver who went to Mainland High School. We did his game. I didn't even know he was on a team back then. He's now my co-host.
Get out of here.
Yeah, we'll be broadcasting live at La Scala's Beach House in Brigantine tomorrow for our Eagles pregame show, and Dave will be with us.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Tell him I said hello.
Yeah, because he said you guys see each other at your coach's golf tournament.
Yes, we do. We come across each other.
Wilbert, what's your number one? What's one memory that you have from that Eagles team in 1980?
1980. I mean, everybody's going to say it's the electrified run that just got us started and got the fans into the ball game, because after that run, that whole stadium was juiced up. And I don't know. I know they was drinking a lot of orange juice, and that went on for quite a while.
Hey, Wilbur, what were the Dallas Cowboys players like to you guys during that game? Do you think they took you to? I mean, it was a really cold day that day, but do you think did you catch them by surprise, or were they talking smack? What was the atmosphere like on the field?
Well, the whole thing is that and the feel of that game was that the Cowboys has taken the Eagles for granted, because we have been the doormat for them for so many years.
Yeah.
And they would just come out. They was the big bad bullies, and they just snuffed it up every other team face. But that changed the dynamics of the ball game and the spectrum of how we played the Cowboys from that point on.
We're talking with Eagles legendary running back Wilbert Montgomery, number 31. I'll never forget, off right tackle. By the way, we're good friends with Ken Dunnick, is a good friend of the program. We've had him on numerous times. We had Vince Papali join us at La Scala's. He did the whole show with us for 2 hours. We had a great time with that. And but I'll just never forget your team and seeing that the back of your jersey, 31, hitting pay dirt, and hearing that crowd go nuts I'll never forget it.
Well, I think, you, me, I said all the people that can remember that game, they still talk about that game. That was the start. That was the start of the demise of the Cowboys.
Yeah. Hey, Wilbert, talk to us about getting to the Super Bowl. Obviously, you lost to the Raiders. You guys, I think you guys were favorites, if I'm not mistaken. I was a senior in high school. But what was it like Did you guys get too psyched up? You guys were too tight? What was your recollection of your Super Bowl appearance?
Well, and here's the odd thing about that game. It's like I said, and if you interview every player that played in the game, they're going to give you a different story. But the fact of it is that and I'm going to just say, speaking of myself first, I was already beat up and torn up going into that game. But the fact of it is that the Raiders came down there and they was loose and relaxed. They was able to go out and do things. But Coach V was totally different. Coach V believed in hard work, working the time to death and all that stuff. So he kept us on a tight watch, and we didn't get out and we didn't get the chance to enjoy the New Orleans out life like the Raiders was doing. But we were so caught up in thinking about, hey, they out having fun and we not having fun. And they played the game exactly the way that we wanted them to play. But they ended up, like I said, costly mistakes got us beat in that game.
Yeah. Wilbert, now speaking of Dick Vermeil, because Dave Clemick, our own Dave Clemick, played for Coach Vermeil. He's very friendly with him. I know all you guys that played, everybody that we've ever had on that has played for Vermeil, he's like a father figure to you guys.
Oh, he is. I mean, and like I say, Coach Vermeil, he loved all his players.
Yeah.
I mean, and he'll do anything for all his players. So, it's one of those tough things, and Dave Clement knows that, hey, he's going to cry for you, and he's going to, if he can do something, he's going to do it. He's not one of those guys that never not respect the player, what the player has done for him, because he feels that the players help lift the coaches, so the coaches have to lift the players back up.
We're talking with legendary Eagles running back Wilbert Montgomery. It's our Christmas present to our listeners having you on, Wilbert. Wilbert, we're talking about working hard, and back in the day when you guys preseason games, you guys had like 3 a day practices. Now today, these players they don't work as hard as you guys did, or as hard as Coach Vermeil worked. You guys, could you imagine if you had the rules that Saquon Barkley's playing with?
Man, I tell you what, it'd be like a kid in a candy store right now. Because, dude, we were worried about putting Band-Aids and wraps around you because until so much physical contact, we went from 9 weeks or 2 days, 9 preseason games to 6 preseason games, and all those double days. Sometimes we had 3. Yeah. 3 a day. So it was tough back then, and I would love to play in the game today.
Hey, Wilbert, it's Nick. You mentioned the Superdome, the 1980 Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is taking place in New Orleans once again this year. Tell me what your thoughts are regarding this Eagles team and their chances to get to New Orleans this season.
Well, I tell you what, it's in New Orleans. The worst thing about New Orleans and playing in that dome is gloomy. It's gloomy. So when you go out on the field, just remember that you're going to have some shadows in the upper level. The thing is that you can't see the ball well when the ball is in flight, but be mindful of hey, we're going down there to win, and that should be your number one goal going down there to New Orleans. There's nothing glamorous down there.
Hey, Wilbert, then you coach you were assistant coach with Dick Vermeil with St. Louis. You have a Super Bowl ring, is that correct?
Oh yes. Yeah. I have a couple rings, but I mean, yes. But
I guess it's more important as a player. You'd rather have one as a player, I guess.
I mean, you work hard. You work hard as a player, and and that's a part of it. That's the biggest part of it. You work hard, you play hard. Then you want to be at the end of the day. Once you're done, you want to have that ring where, hey, you was a part of it and participated in the game. Whatever it is. If you're going down on a kickoff or receiving a kickoff, whatever, you want to at least have that feel about it. and the outcome of the game.
Wilbert, I want to circle back to Saquon Barkley and a lot of talk about him possibly going for Eric Dickerson's record. Do you think he gets there? And even if he doesn't, I mean, what kind of season have you seen from Saquon Barkley, and what just your general thoughts on what he's been able to do?
Well, the whole thing of it is records are there to be broken, and there's definitely so much change in the game today versus back then. Because it's like this. Saquon is having a tremendous year, not taking nothing away from him. He's outstanding. He's doing great things, and look at it as a blessing. Because when we played against 7-man boxers, 8-man boxers, and it's much harder to get out and do the things that he's doing right now. And going back and saying that Saquon, he's outstanding, and he get the record. He's gonna get the record, and we're gonna bow to him. We're gonna salute him, and it's a hell of a compliment. And the whole thing of it, he's doing such an outstanding job. He carrying the team, and in the way that he know how to carry the team.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's so funny too, Wilbert. Like throughout the years, when we analyze these games, everybody says run the ball, and you guys, you used to run the ball and run it well, and we loved watching you, and you gave us some great memories and something we'll have for the rest of our lives. We wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and let's go Birds.
Hey, likewise to you guys, man, and you guys bringing back some horrible memories, man. Down at Cape County, down at Atlantic City, doing the game. Yeah.
I'll tell Dave Clemick you said hi.
Dude, please do.
All right, Wilbert. Hey, Wilbert, thank you so much. We really appreciate you, and we'll talk to you again.
Again, thank you.
All right, there he is, Wilbert Montgomery on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Like when you played that clip, I got chills.
Yeah.
I really do. Listen to Wilbert. I mean, just seeing that jersey, number 31, just running against the Cowboys. Remember, Cowboys had their blue jerseys on.
They did. Here, I'll run it back.
Yeah, let me run it back.
Montgomery now is the defense in the eye, and it's Montgomery with the ball. And with the room to go, Montgomery might go. Wilbert Montgomery, touchdown, Philadelphia.
And that's the great Pat Summerall. I think Brookshire was with him. Listen to that crowd.
32 yards by Montgomery, straight ahead.
That's his 12th touchdown of the year.
Yeah, that's Tom Brookshire.
Out of Abilene Christian. You might recall Monday night a year ago, it was his play on short yardage, the big one that actually broke the back of the Dallas Cowboys. He went outside of Ed Jones, and Sizemore just took Jones down.
Hey, listen, he had another big run, and so did Leroy Harris. Had a touchdown in that game. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man, I'll never forget it. Nick.
That's one of those moments that you'll never forget. It's like, where were you when this happened, right? Like that's one of those sports moments.
See, because from 1960, if you don't remember, from 19.
I've been lucky. I've been very fortunate in my lifetime.
You've been fortunate, Nick.
Some good teams.
Yes.
Some very good teams. Two championships.
Yes.
I've gotten to see as a Philly sports fan.
Two Super Bowl. Oh, what do you mean? The
Phillies
and the Eagles.
Yeah.
See that? You are lucky.
Very lucky.
But I keep telling you, back in 1980, all four of our sports teams went to their respective championships.
Yeah, keep rubbing it in, would you?
It was like, Nick, you wouldn't know what to do with yourself.
Oh my gosh!
Could you imagine going to the championship for every sport?
It would be. I don't even know what I'd do. I don't even know what type of emotion I'd be under, Billy. I might be tearing up like you.
You would be tearing up with me.
I mean, listen, I was at Bryce Harper hitting the Bedlam at the Bank home run. I cried.
Yeah.
I sobbed, Billy. I sobbed.
You were sobbing?
I was sobbing.
Wow, Nick,
sobbing.
that's a lot from you.
The fact that they got back and the way they won, I'll never forget it.
By the way, Wilbert Montgomery still leads in career attempts with 1,465. That's one record he still has. He'll be third. He's second all-time rushing leader behind LaShawn McCoy, Eagles franchise.
Yes.
So he's still up there.
Yeah, he's still up there. A lot of records in the Eagles history books for running.
I don't think Saquon will be able to break the all-time rushing record for the Eagles. Well, how old is Saquon? 28.
Yeah, I think so.
So he's locked up for what? 5 years?
I think he signed a 3-year contract.
3-year contract.
Yep. So he's got a couple more years. He's 27 years old.
27.
Going to be 28 heading into next year.
Wait,
hold up. His birthday is February 9th.
Right.
The Super Bowl
Is February 9th.
is February 9th. Saquon Barkley.
Could be the best birthday present ever.
Oh, my goodness.
Could you imagine playing in the Super Bowl on your
On
birthday?
your birthday?
Yeah,
Yo.
you know what? You can't even make that. You can't even write a better story.
You can't make that up. You can't make that. If they can get to the Super Bowl, win on Saquon's birthday. 28 years of age,
And
you
we're
would be.
going down the Radio Row with
Radio
Mike
Row.
Gill.
It's going to be a lot
and
of
the
fun.
Sports Bash.
Oh, we're going to have fun. New Orleans.
I hope you get a pass to get in there.
Oh, maybe. We'll
Cover the
see.
game for Mike.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Oh my gosh.
How about that?
I want to talk real quickly for about another minute about
Yes.
Jalen Hurts, because I don't think he's been getting ripped. He was getting ripped a lot in the beginning of the season. For him to have a game that he did is telltale. It's a telltale sign that if you're gonna put 5-8 guys in a box to stop the run, we got the pass.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I mean, they have weapons all over the place. There's no reason. But the MVPs of the year got to be the guys in the trenches, man.
It has to be. These games are won up front. I've been saying that for a long. Everybody who knows football knows that.
Oh, I mean,
And they're dominant up front.
But Jeff Stoutland, what he's done. Jordan Mailata's an all-pro left tackle. The guy played rugby. Never played
Stalin and Fangio.
Oh, my goodness. This coaching staff deserves a lot of credit.
At 609-403-0973, our text message or text board question is, who's going to what's I forgot the question.
Will the Eagles
I'm looking
end
at
up
you
in
and I'm like fumbling around, and you start rolling your eyes.
Will the Eagles end up with the number 1
Yeah.
seed? 609-403-0973.
I don't know.
I think they will. I think they'll be fine.
Commanders.
Commanders.
So Robinson says what he says.
Yeah.
Is that cannon fire?
I
You
could
think
care-
you
Nah.
think the players are
I think they're not
You
even
don't
paying any
think-
mind to it,
No?
to be honest. No.
concentrating on what job they have at hand?
Yep, exactly. There's been enough media stuff the past couple weeks.
609-403-0973 is the text board number. Will the Eagles get the number 1 seed? The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. The first hour, you're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and Nick Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.